I'm also the supervisor of Thornton Township. So when do I have time for little people? I don't. They beneath me. They beneath me. They beneath me.
God damn.
Deputy clerk, you out of order.
I won't respect
Deputy clerk,
you don't respect.
Deputy clerk, you're out of order. And that's your problem. People need to learn to stay in their place. Like I gave you the floor, I was quiet. I let you say whatever you want to say. Now you listen to what I got to say. Stop being disrespectful. Stop lying to the people about what it is you in your office should be doing. You and Clerk Key. Period.
Honesty and transparency are two things that we love to see in individuals. And despite the fact that we may not be as honest ourselves, we love to see this characteristic in others. And in the Black community, we even have phrases to indicate such people. We will talk about men or women and say, that brother or sister over there is a stand-up guy or a stand-up woman. We love it. We love it in our brands that we deal with. Think about it. Even Apple or restaurants like the Cheesecake Factory or some banks really pride themselves on being honest and transparent with their customers. And we love to see these things in governments, right? And that's what the United States is sort of all about. It's a great country despite having some issues because typically the government in the United States tends to be more transparent than governments abroad. But one thing that we do hate is when politicians are not transparent, when they steal taxpayers' money, when they do things that are against the law that hurt citizens of that said state or country or city. And this is the case with Tiffany Henyard, also known as Super Mayor, or to those of us here on YouTube, the City Girl Mayor. And we have seen time and time again Tiffany Henyard do some pretty interesting things as the mayor of Dolton, Illinois. And for those of you who don't know about Dolton, Illinois, it's a small suburb outside of Chicago. And this is, from what I understand, a poor suburb, 90% African American. So when you're a mayor and the first Black female mayor of such a city, you would think that you would want to come in and actually work with the community and help save money and redirect that money that taxpayers are, earning in Dolton towards things that will help the citizens of this village. But that has not been the case. Can I get a cha-ching sound effect, Dima? The mayor has been doing everything but that. Buying weaves, buying sandals, going on trips, and maybe you've seen this legendary interview that she did, which talked about her trip to Las Vegas.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
And not to mention her outbursts against people who were pretty much tired of her disrespect there in public office.
You would be quiet and listen to what I'm saying. You would have heard my statement that I just said.
We're going to ask for a motion.
Okay, well, I got a comment. Now, don't take the roll call just because you want to be quiet now.
No.
And we can override you.
Okay. You're out of order, trust.
They can leave. They can
236.
And that's the problem.
Pay attention. Wake up, residents.
But let's get back to the topic at hand, which is transparency. And this is exactly what this particular mayor said that she would do. She said that, as the mayor of this village, Dolton, Illinois, I'm going to be transparent. And she wanted the trustees to also understand what the village was spending on. So they developed a particular system that would show transparent spending by her staff and those people in the village that had access to these funds. Give her a round of applause. My golly, I think that is great. Because hey, we all want to be accountable for our spending, especially in the private sector and in the public sector. But stop the show. There seems to be a problem. Looks like the mayor didn't want to show all of her spending. And this is where it gets interesting. Dima, play that clip.
We're going to keep going
and keep moving for the residents, because that's what we were elected to do. We were elected to protect you. We were elected to protect the finances, and we're going to keep doing it.
Question. Can you explain my viewpoint to the residents who don't know and what happens with my viewpoint?
Yeah, you're always trying to start something. So when we got in office, we got this software called My Viewpoint, because it was based on transparency. So I'll let y'all guys know what's going on. You'll be able to see the receipts. We'll be able to see the checks issued to the receipt. So it's very transparent on when we get a warrant list, we can see what we're paying for, which I thought was a wonderful idea. I use it to just like second nature to me. So the lease came out. Oh, Trustee Belcher always get us in trouble. I got us put on the floor.
I'm also the supervisor of Thornton Township. So when do I have time for little people? I don't. They beneath me. They beneath me.
What else, Jason? I always get us in trouble. But the lease came out, and of course, yes, I got the lease from In My Viewpoint. I was looking, and I'm like, what is all these electronic payments and stuff? Like, so I went and clicked on the vendor and pulled up the lease. Now, I drive a Tahoe, courtesy of Henyard though. And I seen that Tahoe, and it said the payment amount was $2,400 a month. I said, good Lord. So I started looking at all of the leases. And I said, they're paying $150,000 for a Tahoe? And so I looked at the down payment, which was $9,991, and we still paying $2,400. So I brought it up in the meeting. And she said, ain't nothing wrong with no leases. Yeah, we leased it.
For a lease? I'm okay with leasing any vehicle here in the village of Dolton.
But it shows how financially irresponsible people can be. Because then they go and say they name not on it and they sign it and all that. So we go to, now it's time last Friday to get the new warrant list. So I'm like, okay, it's Friday. Let me click on My Viewpoint so I can see what she done bought this week. Access denied. For bid. So I sent an email saying that, access has been denied. Can you let us know? Trustee House sent an email. She said, send back your questions of what you're asking about. So meaning that they're probably not going to let us back into My Viewpoint, but it was based off transparency. You said when we started that this is for transparency, so we can be transparent, so we can know what we're paying for. But now they're seeing that when you're putting those things in, it's showing how you're spending the money, and you don't want us to show how you spend the money.
So wait a minute, Mayor. You're the person that wanted to be transparent about the things that were going on in the village. But then again, when it came to the spending that would make you look bad, you blocked access so that people in the city of Dolton could not see it. And when they requested to see the money, you got an attitude. Congratulations. Good job on being a mature woman. Give her a round of applause, Dima. Celebration music, please. And that's exactly what is happening. You see, a lot of leaders, and it's just not her, and I see this primarily around the black world. People say they're going to do something. They end up doing something else. And when somebody wants to hold you accountable to the things that you said that you would do, you have a problem with that. And don't get me wrong, I used to be the same way until I realized this is not helping me get any place. So I need to do something about that. I need to follow through on what I'm talking about, especially if I promised that I was going to do something. Now, listen, we all can be busy and things can happen in our lives, and we can all make mistakes. But spending taxpayers' money, especially when you're in a poor city like Dolton, Illinois, there really isn't any excuse for that. Going out there, spending like $10,000 down on a Chevy Tahoe, and then spending almost $24 a month on a Chevy Tahoe. You really don't need that sort of vehicle, and you make like almost $300,000 a year from the government in 2 positions. But no, when she gets caught, she has an attitude, and you don't want to be accountable, and now these people are somehow beneath you. But congratulations, these are some of the things that we see in black leadership every day. Black leadership promises to deliver some things, and then they never do. Just like Boyce Watkins. Boyce Watkins, he led black people down a slimy path when he then encouraged people to invest in the Tulsa real estate fund. When the fund went bad, he started tripping on people, talking about, well, why are you asking about what's going on in the black business? You should be worried about what's going on in white businesses. Pretty much absolving Jay Morrison of the fraudulent behavior that he participated in. And this is why Black America doesn't develop at the rate that it should, because clearly leaders don't want to be accountable for the mistakes that they're making. Now, again, it's okay to make mistakes as leaders. We're human, that's going to happen. What is not okay is to try to hide your mistake and then get an attitude when somebody wants to point it out. But I believe that Tiffany Henyard will not be back as mayor again. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.